First and foremost, call Halal La, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, that was Greatmillstone, and salutation brothers doing this thing, sincere the truth on charity. All right, call Halalium means all praises. Call all halal praise. Yam at the end makes it plural. So Halalium praises. La two. Yahawah, which is the name of the Heavenly Father. All right. BAHASHAM is in the name. Ba-in, ha-da, sham name. Yahawashi is the name of the only begotten Son. And Rakha Kodash means Holy Spirit, literally translated Spirit Holy. Rakha Spirit Kodash Holy. And man, hey, gonna hop right into it, man. The Lord, hey, Yahawashi is on his way back. Hey, the prophecies are happening. We have the I'm gonna grab it in the scriptures. We have the signs happening. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told of thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we have that, man. This year, man, it's been crazy with earthquakes, man. I think it was let's see, I think it was June, July. You know what? Let's see. Damn, okay. A 6.5 just hit Indonesia. I wasn't looking for that. Been a bunch of sixes today. Over the last few days, like that. Wow. Anyway, that was Yellowstone. I want to find the right one. Salakia. I can't remember if it was 175 or more in July. And then we had another episode just recently, maybe over the last couple of days, was a bunch of earthquakes. Fuck. Okay, Esau's playing around. Okay. And this one says there's 100 earthquakes. There's 100 earthquakes in just Yellowstone. It says earthquakes in diverse places. So like you had to really find that. All right, but it's earthquakes in diverse places. Now, when you look at the I think it's USGS, those that track the earthquakes, man. You would look on the map and it's just tons of earthquakes. And that's just part of the signs. All right, but the point of it.
Welcome to Homer Reading to Prove and Learn.
Sorry.
For ages 2.
Sorry about that. Fucking. You saw the devil, man. They put commercials in this Bible app. I forgot the phone's connected to this Bluetooth. So when I click off the app, to come back to a whole commercial plays. So back in 2nd Ezra 9 and 3, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we see the uproars. We see earthquakes happen across the world. We see the different people rising. What we have going on in Hong Kong, man. All right, you got the yellow vest in Paris. All right, you got protests and riots in Venezuela. All right, Greece, Australia, parts of Africa. All this is happening right now. Even over here in America, you got the left versus the right. They popping up at each other's different events. All right, going at each other. This stuff is going to increase, man. It's just part of the signs. We got the troops gearing up for World War III. More troops going into the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is over there in the so-called Middle East, man. All right, this is all happening. So what else has to happen, man? And we live in interesting times, man. That spirit of vengeance is going to increase on these people, man. The people are about to turn against their leaders. All right, I have 2 videos I'm going to let play through. then I'm going to hit the precepts on it, man. All right, because hey, everything is spiritual. It says measure your time diligently. So we seeing what's happening, man. We watch, the news and different things, and these things aren't coincidences, man. The Lord is pouring out His Spirit. Okay, so I'm gonna set the screen share up. All right, and I'm gonna pull up these two videos.
It is the first law of its kind. Citizens allowed to shoot police officers who trespass illegally.
Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Anna Napolitano is here to break down the new rule. All right, this is going to take place in Indiana.
It is.
What is it?
Well, it's a law that allows people who lawfully own weapons to use those weapons against the police when the police are behaving illegally. For example, police attempting to arrest someone without an arrest warrant, police entering property without a search warrant, police coming into the wrong property, or police actually committing a crime. Now, this was generated by a horrific case in Indiana where the police broke down the wrong door and arrested the wrong person, and he kept trying to say to me, "I'm not the guy you want, it's next door." And the more he resisted, the more they pummeled him.
That sounds like the Texas law.
Texas also has a statute that if, for example, they're after Brian Kilmeade, but they arrest Steve Ducey, and he goes, "I'm Ducey, I'm not Kilmeade."
Easy to confuse the two.
Easy to confuse the two. In Texas, Ducey can use force to resist.
Because I'm not the guy you came to get.
Correct.
I'm confused. So if the cops break down your house and you know that you've done nothing wrong, you can shoot them?
Yes. In the state of Indiana, yes. Well,
what if they have a warrant? If they have a warrant,
you cannot. So look, the burden is on you to do the right thing. If you're not sure whether or not they have the warrant, obviously you can't use the weapon. You can't use the weapon to escape from lawful confinement. You can't use the weapon to initiate a crime. You can't initiate the confrontation.
There's a lot of small print here
with the police.
Yeah. Where did this come from?
Well, this was enacted by the legislature and signed by Governor Mitch Daniels.
But why?
Because of this case in Indiana that received tremendous publicity, where the police went to the wrong house and beat up the wrong person, and he attempted to resist, and then he sued the police, and he lost the lawsuit.
Isn't there a big leap from that to being able to shoot the police?
Well, as we were talking earlier, the state of Texas has had a statute where you can shoot the police, and people generally don't do it because the police are a little bit more careful, right, because they know the homeowner may be legally armed as they are.
That's interesting. So where do you fall on this?
I'm in favor of the statute. I think it will lessen the tension between police and law-abiding citizens, and the example is Texas.
Let's just hope more cops don't get shot.
Correct. No, but nobody wants anybody to get shot, but nobody wants the police to break down the wrong door or to commit crime in the name of being a police officer.
Right, and that is now the law in Indiana.
Yes, it is.
Judge,
I don't think it's coming to New Jersey.
And we were talking about Texas as well. You were there.
All right, so right after I watched that video, this video is in my recommendations, man. That's just through the Spirit. All right. I'm gonna read this precept and play this one, man. It's just through the Spirit, man. There's no such thing as coincidence. 1 Corinthians 2:13, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. All right, so the spiritual things that happen around us at all times, man. All right, and the Lord, his wisdom doesn't sit by idle, like it says in Wisdom of Solomon. He's always at work, man. So it played at the same time, but then when you watch it, even if I just found these are 2 different days or whatever, and it just clicked in my head through the Spirit. When you watch this clip, you're going to see how these link up and what season we're entering in, man. We got these other signs happening and starting to kick off. Hey, so does this part, man. The seditions got to start, man. All right, that spirit of violence got to go out there. Hey, that's coming, man. All right, there's going to be an increase of that.
from the U.S. military about the new Joker movie, alerting service members that there could be potential violence at theaters that are showing the film. Amy is here with more on this. And Amy, law enforcement is taking this seriously.
They certainly are, Robin. Good morning to you. The FBI first uncovered the possible threats online from alleged extremists, sparking new fears after that 2012 theater massacre at the screening of another Batman-themed movie.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
The movie won't hit theaters until next week, but Joker is already earning rave reviews, and now a disturbing warning.
Is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there?
Army officials at Fort Sill, Oklahoma are alerting soldiers about possible mass shootings at theaters showing the film. Though there are no specific plots, Texas law enforcement has told officials about potential threats made on social media. This coming after some have criticized the film for romanticizing Gotham's clown prince of crime. Some fearing the film may become an inspiration for real-world criminals.
As law enforcement has moved through so many mass shootings and so many other types of violence, that when they get intelligence, even if it's not specific, they will pass it on to local or state authorities, just so that they are aware.
The film, starring Joaquin Phoenix, tells the original story of Batman's most infamous villain, the Joker, digging deep into his origin story.
Can you please stop bothering my kid?
Sorry.
Depicting the forces that turned a lonely man into a homicidal maniac. The film already winning top honors at the Venice Film Festival and earning Phoenix serious Oscar buzz. But in the age of mass shootings, some film critics have raised concerns that Joker's disaffected lead character could become a hero to those already angry at society. Batman's arch nemesis has already appeared in several films.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Earning Heath Ledger a posthumous Best Supporting Actor Oscar. But critics fear this depiction could be closer to a real-life tragedy in the franchise, when a gunman opened fire, killed...
All right, that's enough, man. But the point is, they warned the police about more attacks, as they just made laws that made it okay to attack them, in certain incidents, man. All right? There's no coincidence that both these things were put out at the same time. Now, I'm not saying that somebody's going to shoot up this movie theater for this shit. The point is, that's what times we in, man. All these school shooters, what they do a few weeks back, they put out that commercial, the Instagram commercial, man. Oh, whatever, I saw it on Instagram. But the commercial about the school shooting. All right, telling the children what to do. All right, Esau has an agenda because there's prophecies. It's the prophecies, that's why it's happening. All right, Esau has an agenda, man. All right, to lock the country down, man. That's because the scripture said martial law will happen. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Salakia. All right, while the evil days come not. Nor the years draw near when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds return after the rain. So right now is the time to return to Yahawashi. Now is the time to repent and do what we're supposed to do, man. All right, before this destruction comes. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So before this economy collapses, man, that's plain and simple, before this economy collapses, all right? And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Before all this chaos comes, when martial law comes, man, the door shall be shut in the streets. What's that, man? You won't be able to move around freely. That's martial law. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right, so that's coming to this place. That's per the scriptures, man. All right, and the Lord says he's going to send that army in Jeremiah, in Ezekiel 23, Salakia. Let me double check. Ezekiel 23 against the people, man. And Jeremiah 6 goes into it. All right, so martial law was coming, man, because the prophecy say so. So Esau has that agenda, whether they set up false flags, or that's just through the spirit that those two videos came out at the same time, because we are coming that season. All right, that season of violence, man. Either way, that's coming. Whether it's Esau pushing it, all right, or the Lord is just doing it completely on the right hand side. Either way, it's the Lord, and that's the prophecies. That's what time we're in. So this is back in 2nd Esdras. Come on, man, fucking commercials. This is back in 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. So this is still talking about their destruction coming close, man. All right, part of the signs, man. This still ain't the end. It ends with nuclear destruction, man. Okay? And one people shall stand up against, so I can stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And we have that happening, man. Again, going back to what the Lord says in Zephaniah 38, he's gathered nations to fight so he can pour his indignation upon them. This great Third World War in that Valley of Jehoshaphat. All right? And we see these nations rise up against each other, man, posturing against each other. Those war drums beating. So what else has to happen, man? All right? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. All right? And the police is part of what? The government, man. They're sent by the kings and princes. They're not going to be, it's going to be lawlessness out here, man. Yes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. Lawlessness. That's what's coming. And through the spirit, even Esau sees it, man. Whether they pushing it, all right, intentionally, or they just know it, man, because of the shit that's been increasing around them. All right, school shootings. All right, just that spirit of violence and vengeance being out there, man. That's been increased to this place because this is what the Lord prescribed. And what do Yahawashi say in Luke, man? This is Luke chapter 12. And 49, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? All right, so Yahawashi is coming to bring nuclear destruction, but before that, there's always going to be chaos and uprisings, man. All right, sedition, fire. All right, hey, another martial law scripture, man, right after that. That's why it goes hand in hand, because Esau wants martial law, and so does the Lord. Esau wants chaos, and so does the Lord. So it's gonna happen. All right, shootings are gonna increase. All right, fucking riots are gonna increase. All right, cop shootings are gonna increase. Violence, man. All right, and martial law was coming. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. They're gonna shut the streets down, man. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so going back to that Ecclesiastes, when this economy falls, man, guess what? People are going to turn up even more. They already going crazy in the green tree, man. They finna turn up even more. All right? People out here losing it, man. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so I do also recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord Yahawah. So violence has to come, man. Violence is coming and has to come. That's how they treated us, and that's what they finna get. They finna tear each other apart, man. Okay? This is 2nd Esdras chapter 5. And seven. Yeah, you know, it's going into the end times, you know, things is going to happen. And the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known. That's why all these Sodomites popped up out of nowhere, man. Trainages everywhere now. It's crazy. It's like it happened overnight, literally. But they shall all hear the voice thereof. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be off sent out again. All right, that's why we see all these wildfires happening. And the wild beasts shall change their places. We've been seeing more coyote. We've been seeing coyotes and stuff. This is all happening, man. The Lord prophecies are coming to pass. So, everything else is happening. We seeing it. Are we seeing different animal attacks increasing? All right. So that means there's going to be more violence on these streets, and also that means we got to be more circumspect too. These people are impatient these days, man. They fucked up out here. The Lord putting that spirit of vengeance on them, man. All right. And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. We see all these nigglets, what they into now. All right. Everybody's a fucking savage and boast about it. And salt water shall be found in sweet. Lies rule the world right now. And all friends shall destroy one another. Then wit shall hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. All right? So these people are going to even fight their friends. What does that mean? Just the spirit of violence and chaos is going to turn up out here, man. That's what the Lord has prescribed. All right? This is chapter 6. Same book, chapter 6. And 20. I'm gonna start at 19. 18. 2 6, 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So we finna be out of slavery soon, man. All right? The Lord is taking our enemy down as he said he would in the prophecies right before our eyes. We go through our different tribulations and stuff. We gotta bear our cross. The Lord won't put more on us than we can handle. But at the same time, we actually see the prophecies come to pass. Our enemies they're destroying themselves. Literally. All right? All that fear mongering and shit, man, is paying off, man. All that Esau's been doing, man, getting the people afraid. All right? These people are on edge, man. All of just putting out the spirit of just rebellion. That's what these people got on them, man. And then look, the Lord so cold, that word sedition really goes into separate, man. He got them divided one against another. You got them that's fully set on the Constitution, all right, that's ready to shoot anybody down, even their own, all right, for just disagreeing with them. And they've been doing this. And you got the millennials, man. I just say it like that, man. All this fake love, they all about peace and love bullshit, man. All right? Political correctness. They're going against each other. We seeing this. This is our salvation, brethren. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens, these signs. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And what? We going into the prophecies. So we can see, man, we at the end, just off that alone, that we understand these scriptures. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly, and we see preemies are born, and they live, man. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. That same vibration from the Ecclesiastes, man. In 2 15. The sown places shall be unsown. The grocery store is going to be empty. There's going to be famine. All right? And people are going to be broke and poor. This economy is crashing, man. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. So that spirit of fear mongering is out there. All right? That spirit of fear is out there. All right? These people are on edge, man. Afraid. All right? At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. That separation, man. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. So these things are our salvation, man. All right? The spirit of vengeance that's increasing out here, that's for our salvation. These people fighting against each other, taking each other down, blowing each other brains out, that's for our salvation. All right, the Lord is putting that spirit of vengeance on these people for us. All right, because that's how Yahawashi said it, how he wished that the fire be already kindled. All right, and that's it is Sirach 39. Man, I'm gonna start at 20 and I'm gonna jump down. He seeth from everlasting to everlasting. There was nothing wonderful before him. All right. Really, ain't nothing can impress the Lord, man. He made it all. He is all. A man need not to say, Khan, you're right. Hey, the Lord is battling for us. That's right. A man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? Or why is this happening? Why is that happening? For he has made all things for their uses. All right, the Lord made everything for his purpose, man. So now I'm gonna jump down to verse and for his time, for his own purpose and his own season, like Ecclesiastes 3 say. And we're entering into that season of heavy violence. Thus with violence shall Babylon fall, as prophesied. Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. So look, the Lord is bringing all type of destruction upon his place. And we're coming into that time of the vengeance increasing period, but you're going to see more people killing each other. All right, more friends turning on each other. And that's why through the spirit, how should I say? Men should know that you are my disciples. You should have love for one another. All right? Because this destruction and separation is for the wicked, man. Okay? It says, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come. They shall not transgress his word. Therefore, from the beginning, I was resolved and thought upon these things and have left them in writing. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every evil thing in due season, so that a man cannot say this is worse than that. For in time they shall all be well approved. So there's a time, when the Lord's going to pour all this out, man. All right. And therefore praise ye Yahawah with the whole heart and mouth, and bless the name of the Lord, man. So look, the wicked is prospering right now. They're losing that, but they prospering right now and living it up. Hey, don't worry about that, man. All right, we ain't got to worry about why we suffering and they living it up. And the Lord got a time for them, man. And that destruction is coming for them. All right, they're about to fall. Okay, they're falling, and they're about to get jacked up even more, man, by their own hands. So with that, hope is edifying. That's enough. Yeah. All praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, and salutations, brothers, doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, abba. Hey, just ride this wave, man. This place is going down, man. The Egyptians shall fight the Egyptians. Prophesied, we're witnessing it. All right, like I said in Sirach, hey, it's a great thing to see the fall of your enemies. We just got to ride this wave. Shalom.